Fair Standard Labor Act Compensation Laws by JFrejo, Southern Nazarene University. Compensation laws fall under the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA, of 1938. These laws are enforced by the United States Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division. The FSLA sets a minimum wage, puts restrictions on child labor, and requires employers to pay overtime. The minimum wage is currently set at $7.25 an hour and has not changed since 2009. Child labor laws require the hours of workers under the age of 16 to be limited. Overtime regulations requires workers to be classified as exempt or non-exempt. Exempt workers, who are mostly salaried, are exempt from these laws, in contrast to non-exempt or hourly workers who must be paid for any work over 40 hours at 1.5 times their regular pay. The Fair Standard Labor Act amendments include the Equal Pay Act of 1963, which prohibits pay discrimination based on gender. Also, the Lilly Ledbetter Act of 2009 extends the time to file a complaint for an equal pay claim and provides per pay period provision that states discrimination may be considered for each pay period in which the pay discrimination has occurred. Independent contractors are self-employed workers. The regulations for self-employed are determined by the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS. The classification of these workers fall under the common law rule, which is based off behavioral, financial, and the type of work performed. More information about this topic can be found on the IRS website. The Department of Labor website explains internship programs that fall under FLSA. In order to determine whether an intern or student should be paid, the website provides information about the primary beneficiary test, or the test for unpaid interns and students. The test includes 7 factors for determination, which include promise of compensation, provided training, how it ties to formal education program, accommodations to education program, the duration of the internship, educational benefits, and the entitlement to pay. If the test reveals the intern or student is not an employee, then the person is entitled to minimum wage and overtime pay. More information about this test can be found on the Department of Labor website under fact sheet number 71. Additional compensation laws include prevailing wage for U.S. government contracts. Provisions to this law include the Davis-Bacon Act, Walsh-Healy Public Contracts Act, and the McNamara-O'Hara Service Contract Act. These provide clauses in the prevailing wage and uses formulas to calculate the wage for these type of workers. Another compensation law allows creditors to file suit against debtors and allow garnishment of wages. The Consumer Protection Act limits the amount that can be withheld and protects the worker from termination for the first garnishment. Thank you for watching. Material used for this slideshow presentation are listed on this slide.